Here we go. Okay.
Okay, we're getting funny with the maps today. We're going on Terminus this time around. All right.
I've seen this map once, and like all the time.
No. Okay, that's a stock. That's a stock. Okay. Wow.
So this guy's pretty good, huh?
Kyna's decent at the game.
He's pretty decent at the game.
Yeah.
What a start though. That's also just feels bad. That's like what, 8 seconds? Ugh.
Hasn't been hit yet. Solarson able to get a D-Light Nair in there though. Tries to go for the DC D-Light, but Kyna is able to pick up a string off of that.
And now Kyna with that hammer in hand. Yep. 1-2 sends him off stage. Now just kind of dancing around here to see if they can find another opening here with Solarson. I feel like you can definitely tell maybe there's some nerves there against, you know, just sitting down, and maybe you got them out of the way, you lost the stock, you just get the breathing like, all right, let's just move forward.
Kyna able to get a side light in there, damaging Solarson even further. End light comes out from Solarson though. Is able to pick up some damage here, tries to push him off stage. Isn't able to do so though. Kyna's stage control is phenomenal.
Oh, wow, great. Weapon toss too, and then picking it up in the process. Not letting anything go to waste here.
The stomp? I smelled a stomp there like 3 different times.
Oh, yeah, the stomp's coming.
Okay, there it is, stomps here. I mean, hey, it's not like, you know, Kyna's going to stomp. It's not like I'm a genius, but...
Listen, if there's one thing I know from Hammer players is they see red on the other person's like damage, they're like, I'm stomping the yard right now.
Yeah, for sure. You know, there's one thing that I heard that I really like from a clanmate of mine. He said Hammer is the best weapon in the game by far whenever the opponent is orange or red, and it's something that I think of a lot whenever I see a Hammer player on the screen. And we're seeing Solarson into the orange now.
There we go.
Stock though. We see the Qatar string coming out, going to be sticking to those Qatars as well. But Kyna is going to respawn with a hammer in hand, and that is going to give Solarson a hard time.
Now see, that's kind of what you need sometimes. Like you get one stock out of the way. You get a good opening, you get the stock out of the way, you're kind of like, cool, I can relax now. The nerves, maybe they start to settle a little bit, and you can just start playing your game. Now granted, you're soloing against Kyna here, who cleans it up in about 2 minutes, 4 seconds, right? Now I'm not keeping track of the time. It's just, I just saw it, you know, I just took something. That was a little bit rough. It was a little bit rough.
It was a little bit rough, but it's not over yet. It's a best out of 5 format. The 12-second knockout at the very start really put Kyna in a lead that I wonder if we will have time to look at the graphs. But it feels like after that pop-off that the pop-off that Kyna got, Solarson did a fairly decent job at getting some damage in, right? He got an entire stock. So if he did not get 0-2 knocked out at the very beginning, that would have been 2 stocks to 1, and Solarson could have had a larger impact. So still, even though there is a visible discrepancy here that we all can see, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, Solarson is able to put a dent into Kyna, and we might be able to see some exciting moments as we're seeing also a legend swap coming over from Solarson, I believe.
I mean, again, I'll just harp on it again here. Sometimes you just need to get a game out of the way, a stock under your belt, and things start to flow a little bit better. I don't know how I feel about the character switch immediately, because I feel like you still didn't really find your rhythm yet with the first one. So like, I'm just kind of like, I mean, you do what you got to do, right? If this is what you feel most comfortable with, definitely run with it.
Now, there's one thing, especially... Oh, wow, he picks up the recovery. He gets the weapon toss as well. He's able to get back up, so Solarson still chilling, gets hit by the sideline Nair. Hello. Okay, we got the gameplay back. Nair Sayer comes out, and Solarson is doing a good job at pressuring Kyna right now. As you mentioned with the legend pick, there's one thing I want to give Solarson credit for, and that is, even to this day, and also whenever he was getting his best placements in his career, Solarson was always a very smart player, in my opinion, a very technical player. His mechanics, of course, were very good, but I think a lot of his strength that came from he's thinking about ways that he can win that the teammate doesn't consider, and so whenever he goes for a legend swap, I would not be too quick to scoff at them. But as I say so, Kyna able to pull off a sick hammer play. He's gonna finish it off with the Sayer 2, and wow. Putting the grapple in grapple hammer. I
mean, this is kind of what happens in the earlier parts of bracket too sometimes when you get the best players on stream is sometimes they like to showcase a little bit, you know, why I'm so good, right?
We're getting hyped up. We're getting hyped up.
You get away with some things you don't normally do later in the bracket.
All right, well, waiting in neutral here. Solarson trying to stay patient, staying safe. Sayer only barely not going to be enough to get a knockout. Sidelight comes out, but the D-Light kind of has his dodge back, so he can use that.
Okay, oop. Lift it up.
GC sidelight. Who even goes for that? Kyna goes for that. The side signature comes out, and that's a 3-star.
Okay, so I was hoping that, I feel like Solarson, you know, looks like they played more confident. I feel like Kyna just also got more warmed up.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't feel like Solarson played worse, you know, because, like, again, I mean, it was a 3-star, it was pretty rough, but yeah, I think it just happens to be, oh, hi, there's me sitting down, and everybody can see what I'm doing. But no, I mean, that's just what Kyna's capable of. He's just a very strong player through and through.
You're right.
I mean, doesn't matter what weapon it is, just as long as he's not that Taros, he's going to make some noise. Now, do you think we see the Yumiko just for fun?
Could happen. I mean, it could happen. I mean, I'm looking at the screen right now, spying on him a little bit. I see Solarson is thinking about his game right now. Kyna's already locked in on that Taros. What I wanted to mention, you said that Solarson didn't really play worse. I think you're exactly right. I think Solarson got 10% better. His game was looking better. He got 10% better. Kyna got 20% better. And this graph speaks for itself.
Yeah. Houston, we have a graph. That's for sure.
Look at this graph.
Look at this graph.
And a lot of hammer gameplay coming out from Kyna. A lot of people, whenever they think of Kyna, they think of the axe, right? Axe Kyna, but Kyna has, for the longest time, it feels like people forget this. Kyna almost feels like a hammer player more than an axe player at times. You gotta remember, Kyna was also on the Bodvar for the longest time, back when their name was Kyna Ackerman, before they swapped over to this Taros.
Yeah. This is a pretty crazy game, right?
Yeah, this is a pretty crazy game.
Again, I don't think Solarson's out. I think it's just a matter, again, of just getting some of these nerves out of the way. But that's the other side of it, too, is like Kyna really is starting to find his flow state here.
We have a fun swap. We have a pretty fun swap. We have a Kaya, and I also want to say Kaya on this map. I mean, we could get some interactions that are going to be pretty funny here. Kyna able to pick up the first weapon, though. It's going to be the axe. Connects the end light, too. But Solarson is able to retaliate.
See, this is kind of like one of my issues is when players are swapping characters every game. I'm like, I get it. Like, if this is what you think is the more comfortable option for you, you think this is the right play, that's great. But like, you didn't really get a flow going, right? And it's been like different weapons, like entirely every time too. I mean, there's always been the spear, I think, pretty much.
You almost maybe get stuck in a rut. I don't know if that's how you say it in English, but you know, you're swapping around. You're trying to find something that works, and it's just your attention is not on the right thing. Solarson, as I mentioned, is a player that I would regard as fairly smart in terms of in terms of his adaptability. So he might prove us wrong. He's able to take Kyna down into orange, which, I mean, bear in mind the graph we had last game, but Solarson is not doing all too poorly. It's just, I mean, you're on the Kyna show.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say that Solarson, you know, isn't a smart player, but even the smartest people sometimes can still kind of get caught in some weird ruts here, like you mentioned, and you just pick a different character every time, right? Like,
all right, we have some intense neutral going on right now. Solarson is trying to bait Kyna out, but Kyna is just ice cold right now. He is not falling for any of these tricks.
Yeah, he just said, fine, you want to play this game? I'll bring up the axe.
You want to play this game? I mean, I've got the ground, I got center stage. You see also Kyna, he always slowly moves towards Solarson, where it feels like he isn't in range to hit you. He is actually moving over just to get center stage back, so he's always in control.
Okay, so, I mean, it took a few games. It feels like Solarson's, you know, okay, I was going to say, definitely kind of has a bit of an idea of what to do right now. I think definitely a lot more comfortable with the bow, because you can get away with poking for a little bit further away. But now Solarson with this spear, definitely taking his time on these platforms, that's for sure.
I mean, look where Kyna is. Look where Kyna is, and look where Solarson is. I mentioned it again. He's always in the center stage, and he has the advantage. He knows it. He doesn't have to do anything. Solarson, you want to wait around? All right, we got 5 minutes and 53 seconds left on the clock. This is going to be a long day. I'm still winning this set.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing, too, is Solarson's really taking his time trying to find his openings here, and he's being very specific about when he's throwing out a hitbox, and Kyna is just reacting to it. Oh, my God. Like, okay, can we play the game?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. This is gonna be all over Twitter tomorrow, Skip. I hope you're ready. That time when EU came to BCX. Timer is gonna be down at 1 minute 4 seconds before this is over. But we mentioned it. Kyna is not getting stressed out whatsoever. He is going to take his time, just as much time as Solarson is taking. We are having some interactions happen now, and what I'm kind of afraid of, what could be funny here, is one of the players could at any moment just decide, all right, I'm gonna throw out the side signature, and then that's gonna be the knockout.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get that Sayer not quite going to take things out of here. And now just kind of trying to get ready to potentially close out the stock here. Solarson's definitely taking his time. Okay, good opening, but unfortunately, you just were not completely on point with that. You're going to drop that combo and get punished for it. And now Kyna just going to continue to hold the center stage here. What does he got to worry about?
Picks up that bow, staying on that platform. He wants to get this knockout quickly now onto Kyna, waiting for any lapse of judgment from Kyna. Any moment that he messes up his spacing. Only problem is you're fighting Kyna. That doesn't happen all too often.
Yeah, this is definitely looking like an uphill bat. Like, this is Sisyphus right now. I'm rolling the boulder up the hill just to drop it all over again and start all over. And that's kind of what it's been every game, too, as like, you know, okay, I've tried to get something going on, and now I switch to a different character, got to start all over here. Now, right here, like, it seems like he kind of has an idea, but you're already down 3 stocks to 1, so like, where do you really go
getting damage. This is over at this point. Kyna is getting man damage. Going off stage here, not able to pick up that nair, but it's 1 hit at this point. Should be 1 hit at this point. Gets the D-Light. That's not the 1 hit that's going to have enough force. Next one might do it. Waiting for the landing. GC D-Light won't connect. Dare will. We're waiting for it.
Yeah, it's definitely taking his time. You know, certainly maximizing his screen time here, that's for sure. Yeah. But Solarson not going to be able to hang on for too much longer as Kyna takes a strong 3 stock and a 3-0 to go with it as we move forward onto our next game right after this. But oh man, that was definitely a long stretch at the end of that game.
Yeah, and I mean you got to do what you got to do, right? And we mentioned it earlier. Solarson is